Mark, early on, there's some really inventive, really fun action sequences where you're trying to, do it stealthily so your family doesn't wake up and you're trying to live this double life. How was it filming those sequences? Because they're very different from what we usually see in an action movie.
It was a lot of fun. I mean, obviously tough in balancing that with the only other person who is aware of what's going on is 18-month-old. And he's the only one who really is aware of, who dad is in real life. But it was a lot of fun. Again, I really just loved what was on the page, and I felt like, if we had the right actors and great chemistry, then, that would really shine through and translate to the screen and make something that was super enjoyable for the entire family, because it's really relatable whether, you're an adult or a child, a parent or not, people can relate.
You definitely found the right actors here. Michelle Zoe Coletti is so great in this movie and has such a bright future. And she looks like she could really be your daughter. What impressed you the most about just working with her?
Well, you're right. I'm glad we're talking about Zoe. Some of my favorite scenes in the movie are actually with Zoe and Mark because they're so believable. The scene underneath the bleachers is just so good. She's really a natural performer. She's just very kind of authentic. She's also a great at improv, and she's just a really kind person. And I really kind of have to tip my hat to her because she kind of brought in the third child, which is, Max, and really bonded with the baby. And then Van kind of bonded with it. And then that in turn allowed us to really bond with the baby. And so by the end of it, we were kind of like a tight little family. And she was really a huge part of it. She's a great, great, talented girl.
Yeah, for me, especially, having a daughter who's 20, and off to college, going through a lot of stuff. It was very relatable for me, and it didn't take a lot of pretend for me to kind of be right there in those moments with her on the stuff that she was going through with her relationship, and she's fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of my favorite moments were just the road trip, the small family moments. And Mark, there's a fun scene where you rap along to Ice Ice Baby, and Vanilla Ice was one of your contemporaries back in the Marky Mark days. So how was it kind of, having fun recording that?
It was lovely, and I hope one day to see him doing Good Vibrations somewhere with as much enthusiasm as I did his song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I
That'd
want to
be
be there
incredible.
for
Yeah.
And then Michelle, I have to ask you, I loved your fight sequence with Maggie Q, and obviously you're both very experienced in the action genre, but that fight's unique because your character is athletic, but she doesn't really have that background of being highly trained to fight. So you're overmatched, and how was it recording that? Because I thought you did so well of playing the character.
Thank you. I was really lucky to get to do it with Maggie Q. I've known Maggie since Mission Impossible 3, so we had a really nice relationship then. And she is a brilliant actress and so athletic and physical and really great at stunts. So to be able to get to do that whole sequence with her, which was really fun, we really trained hard for it. And on the day, we got to have fun with it, which was, adding those comedic elements for all the reasons you just said. I'm not really adept at doing, all the fighting. So it was a really fun experience to get to work with her on it.
They not only did they outdo the guys, they were also outdoing each other. And then I heard, because I wasn't there when they were shooting the fight sequence, but I heard the first whole day they were just doing these wide shots and you couldn't even tell that it was them, but they insisted on doing it themselves. And I'm like, I got two guys that look just like me. They're just 20 years younger and they're more fit and more durable. Yeah. I put those guys in every chance I get. These two were doing all the wide shots. You couldn't even tell that it was them. I mean, talk about incredible. Showing off. My God.